Allison, I saw you raise a hand. You want to come on?
Andrew, thanks for making the time today. Curious about how you thought about pricing for that Tampa health plan deal. I mean, it's a category defining or sort of new service. I'm sure this health plan buyer for their benefits had never bought something similar, or maybe they had. How did you think about positioning, pricing in that particular deal?
Yeah, I mean, I just made it up. I literally just made it up. And I'm on the phone with them. They're like, how does it work? And I just used the pricing we had on an hourly basis. I said, well, we charge upfront for 6 months. Like I was super confident in how the whole mechanics of it worked, but I was literally just making it up in real time while talking to the Humana leaders. So that's part of I'm good in those moments, but I also had a background selling to health plans. So I had experience kind of like just making it up with other companies when it comes to some of these elements. And I had a lot of freedom in my previous company to like choose pricing, around that. That said, I knew it cost $15 to pay the PAL, so I charged $20, which probably was not a good idea actually. So just making it up doesn't always work. It was pretty costly, but it was a smart idea for us then to pay for it up front. A lot of times, fun fact about health plans, they're very willing to pay for pilots up front. They're willing to pay in different terms. They don't care. $10 million is nothing. $100 million is pretty much nothing to these health plans, on the national side. United does like $800 billion in premiums, meaning the money you get from the government. So I think if you find a champion, you tell them how your program works, and you say it would be nice if we could get paid up front, they could typically get that done. But I thought about COGS and things like that. But I will say we were stuck at this $20 an hour for quite a long time too. So, but I couldn't have commanded a higher price at the time. But as we got better, as we provided more value over time, we're now $50 an hour, and our model's actually very similar structurally. But then I made a huge mistake. I was excited about offering what's called like a capitation. So like for $5 PM per member per month, everyone gets access. The Papa, they get up to 100 hours. Well, at MD Live, like no one would use it. And we thought people would use it at Papa, but we didn't expect this. And so we did this experiment for $6 PM. We'll do unlimited hours. Never use that word. Never use that word. Promise me right now. I mean, we went completely upside down. Our whole business, because of one customer that was small, went down negative 22% in 2022. We're scaled now. And my board, I mean, I was probably this close to getting fired. I'm like, no, we're going to fix it. We're going to go from negative 20 to positive 25. They're like, it's impossible. And I'm like, for Uber, not for us, we're contracting. And we did it. And actually, now we're positive 40% contribution margin. So software helps. Contracting properly helps. You're going to make contractual mistakes. You can't think of it all now because you haven't made the mistake yet. You don't know what to protect against. So honestly, go forward with an open eye and just assume that, there's going to be some stress on the way. But try to think about like some of the core elements like cost.